Greetings and salutations. This is about my new furnace. This is the old one. This is the new one. A little bit bigger. Let's take a little gander in here and see exactly how much bigger. Oh look, a leaf fell in there. Okay, that's that area. And let's drop crucible in there. Now, as you can see, it has some room around here, but it's not that much, which means I was going around crushing coal. It will get hot enough to melt aluminum, but I was wanting it to melt copper too. It just would not get hot enough. I mean, it get barely hot enough, and start to, we have to keep constantly feeding this thing. So I decided to try to build a foundry with a bigger burn chamber. These are two buckets I had laying around. This bucket, the bottom rusted out, so I took an old rusty pizza pan and made a bottom out of it. This bucket I was using to make coal out of, and the bottom went bad on it, so I'm using the top part for the lid. Alright, I kept this part here just in case, and I'm going to be doing some more work on this, but anyway, that's a 3.5 inch hole, and the reason why I was wanting to do that is because my neighbor gives me his cans and they're crushed, so it is a lot easier with a 3.5 inch hole that they drop in. Let's look at that. As you can tell, I've done some fire ends on it, and it does get very noticeably hotter. So I'm going to be doing some modifications on it. And yes, that's fire brick down there. And I'm sliding that crucible down in there. As you can tell, I got a lot more room. I could actually use regular charcoal briquettes, and it works out decently well. And does this thing get hotter? Yes, it does. On the flip side, my refractory cement is homemade. I've been playing around with a little recipe I had of my own, and as you can probably tell, it's just not holding up. So I am going to be adding more insulation, and I bought some 3,000 degree refractory cement I'll be using on this. Like I said, as you can tell down there, this is all kind of coming apart. Let me grab one of these. I got two. This is actually one brick that I cut and broke in half. There it is. Luckily, I broke pretty good, I think. And there's the other brick down there. So, like I said, what I want to do, since this is 1 inch ceramic blanket, I got some more. I'm going to be adding another inch to give a total of 2 inches for this. Then I'm going to add the 3,000 degree refractory cement. My idea is, I'm hoping I don't cut down the area too much on the burn chamber, so it still gets hot, as hot as I want, but yet it'll keep the heat in. Because here's one of my problems. Yes, I got paint for this, so I'm going to be painting it with a high temp paint, but it got hot enough that it went through the refractory cement, through the ceramic blanket, and got this hot enough it's burning the paint right off it. So what I have experienced is, what I have theorized is that course, is not keeping the heat in. I need more insulation, which is what I want to attempt to do here in a little while. Add more insulation, add hopefully a better refractory cement where I can keep the heat in, therefore I can get the temperatures I need to melt copper. If I'm really lucky, I might be able to melt some higher temperature stuff. If not, I'll be happy with copper. But anyways, I figure I'll let you guys see what I'm doing on my new experiment slash foundry. See, it's a little bit taller too. Overall, bigger. This way here should be a 12-inch mouth. This one I think is an 11-inch mouth, if I remember the measurements correctly. But this, as you can tell, this one slopes down while this is straight, which means I'm going to get more burn chamber in this one as opposed to this one. So I think that's about it for now. We'll be back after I hopefully get some stuff done and maybe give it a test firing and let you guys see what happens or fails or whatever. Anyways, bye for now. Okay, right here is this new ceramic blanket. It's an inch thick. Over here is the old ceramic blanket. I got the new already cut. What I plan on doing is on my bottom of the foundry, go ahead and put a little spray paint on it. I'll try to clean it up a little bit better, and then put some spray paint on it, and put the ceramic blanket in it. And after I put the first inch in, I'm going to be putting the second inch in, and after that excuse me, after that I want to sand down the foundry excuse me, sand down the foundry and the lid over here and spray paint that. The lid, I'm just cleaned up the refractory cement off of it, and I figured I'm just going to leave it as is for right now, just paint it up, and I will be putting goodness, excuse me again. And after I paint it all up, I'll be putting a refractory cement on it, as well I'll be putting a refractory cement on the cable that will be in here. And after I get all that done, I'll probably do another video and see about trying to fire it up and set it in. Okay, the foundry has been painted, even the lid, and what we need to do now is to apply the refractory cement. Well, first of all, we need to drill the hole. Let's see if we can see the hole. Hole's right here. I need to go ahead and cut it out, and then I'll need to apply the refractory cement to the inside of both the lid and the foundry. Now, according to the bucket here, instructions says there's no cure time. So from what it sounds like, I can go ahead and apply it and use it. It also says not for outdoor use, so we're not going to tell them that we're using outdoors. This stuff is 3,000 degrees maximum temperature, so hopefully it will hold up, and hopefully it will be good to go. Okay, I let this sit overnight, making it kind of hard, and now it's time for a test firing. This stuff is not very easy to get to stick to the side of the ceramic blanket, so I want to do a little test firing to harden it up, and maybe put a little bit more on to kind of smooth it up and patch any areas that didn't get good covering. Lid, on the other hand, turned out fairly well, I think. Might need to touch up a few little areas, but once this thing gets nice and hard, I plan on touching it up and see what we got here. I also, after I got done, kind of went over it with the propane torch, kind of helped set it a little bit. But we'll see what happens here. We'll see how good this thing does, and hopefully I could be back to melting metals. Okay, test firing's done. I just threw some charcoal briquettes in there just to heat it up. What happened was, you can see here, over here, let's see if I can do this. Okay, right there. Oh, up over here. Apparently it wasn't dry enough, and whenever I was heating it up, I put the lid on, and then I went to pull it off, and well, it kind of stuck. So I think I'm going to take a file that down, try to make it level, and when I get a chance to patch up the lid, I don't think it's going to hurt the lid right now, and I want to get some melting done. So when I get a chance, I'll patch up the lid, and I think I'm going to take my propane torch after I patch it up and just try to dry it out that way, so that way I won't have this problem again. Anyways, thank you for watching. Bye bye.